right, all right. Hey, hey. Hi, Cancerians. All right, so happy Saturday. I try to put out Cancer videos on Tuesday and Saturday. This is going to be, since all week we're doing kind of like cosmic storytelling, I want to ask a question. What is like the current life path that Cancer is kind of gravitating on? What is that starting to yield? And more than that, what should it yield? What is the life path that Cancerian really deserves? If everything, goes in a certain direction that is very positive. Now, of course, all of our characters always have free will. They get to choose whatever they want. But if Cancerian wants to choose the best for themselves, what might that look like? And then on any blockages to that as well. Seven of Wands, a real achievement over struggles, over obstacles. This could be if Cancer is working hard on like educating themselves or climbing the rungs, the ladders of success in their life, climbing to a position of prominence, whether that's in business or like local politics or global politics or, an online presence or, whatever it is that they are. I do feel like Cancer is kind of possibly going to reach heights where other people will see this. They could become a leader of sorts. They could become the best of the best in their industry, their field. And this could be anything. This could be, just wanting to become the most knowledgeable about a certain subject matter. And like everybody knows, we all in every genre, every walk of life, we all know that there are certain, let's say, music producers that are really well known because they've done incredible albums and their sound is really unique, and so they're highly respected. We know that there's people that become public household names because they're like, oh, that person was so inspirational. They wrote a really great book, or they did something really valuable for society. Or at a smaller level, it's like, look, I just want to be the person that people know in my town. If they come to me for their bookkeeping needs, I can absolutely, or they're tax preparing each year, I'm the best name in the valley. I'm the best name in the town. That is notoriety. It is hard won, but it is consistency and accuracy that is making Cancerian very well known, and it is really helping them to overcome any obstacles to like positioning themselves as somebody who's really got a lot to offer. I mean, Cancerian is about to be very well known for something that they do very well. We also have a Four of Cups. This feels more like a sense of release and peace coming in, like a freedom from illusions is also coming in, particularly when it concerns love. I don't know if our Cancerian maybe practices some kind of mindfulness or meditative energies, but we have a Cancerian who, with the life choices they're currently making, we see them kind of like just on this uphill trajectory where everything's getting better in their life. They're being more recognized, they're being more respected, their reputation is growing. And now we also see them freeing themselves from other obstacles, matters of the heart, matters of illusion. They're really healing their vibration. They're really feeling, I would say, like if our Cancerian was at any point in time feeling heartbroken, okay, they may have had an inconsistent lover, but here's the beautiful part. When we crack through those illusions, sometimes we get hooked on the wrong person. We say, oh, that was the love of my life. Then we realize, wait a minute. No, I think that was an illusion. I might have loved them dearly, but maybe they aren't the love of my life. Maybe they weren't even the best partner for me. Maybe there are better matches for me out there, and maybe it's time that I choose a better match. This Lover's card is a card of choice. And sure enough, we have people that I feel like there could be a really lovely Gemini on the horizon. I think Cancerian is getting over somebody of their past. Maybe it was a false Two of Cups, or maybe they married somebody that didn't turn out to be the right partner, or they had an unreliable, inconsistent lover, somebody that they thought was wonderful, only to discover they really weren't that reliable. That's okay. All of that is like, those are the breakthroughs. Cancerian, it seems like truth is replacing fallacy, and then a real lover is coming into Cancerian's life. I feel like passion and sensuality are about to return into Cancerian's life. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Hold on. The other thing is we have a deeply jealous, possibly Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Could be an ex. This is definitely karmic energy. This could be somebody who is exceptionally jealous as they see this incredible glow up that Cancerian's life, should Cancerian choose to continue on the current life path that they're on, Cancerian's life is getting easier. They're getting more respected. They're getting more successful. They're also about to have a lover. And I feel, because the way these two cards came out, I feel like somebody's going to be really jealous that he or she is going to be choosing Cancer. I don't know. I want to say that it's this masculine with the dark hair whose face we can't see. It's like, why are they so enamored with Cancer? Don't they know they're supposed to be enamored with me? Look at me. I'm sitting here showing some leg. What the hell? Somebody's piece is about to be rattled by the fact that Cancerian is gaining a lot of notoriety. And in particular, someone is very attracted to Cancer and not attracted to this Queen of Swords. I don't know, but I'm thinking that this has much to do with the balancing of energy. No way. I said, I don't know, but it seems like this has much to do with the balancing of energy. Anytime we have, in this very otherwise positive storytelling, when we get this one real jealous energy smack dab in the middle, I always feel like, and I don't ever mean to read a vindictive story, but I always feel like maybe this person is getting their karma. They haven't been particularly nice. They haven't wished well for our Cancerian. They have imagined that they're the best of everything and deserve all the attention and position themselves to be like an adversary for Cancer. And now to discover that they're not winning. I don't think Cancer was ever in, an argument with them, but or in competition with them per se. But let's say this person created some of the blockages in Cancerian's realm, or certainly didn't want to see Cancer rise to this level. And now Cancer is also turning the heads and attractiveness and all of these things. It's like this person feels like their position's being usurped by this, startup Cancerian. Like, what the hell are you doing getting all the attention? I'm supposed to be the one everybody wants. I'm supposed to be the one. Look, this person could have even tried to put the moves on whomever this we'll say lover is, and they weren't interested. And the reason I'm kind of like, wow, this is crazy. Oh, and actually we have the Libra scales here as well, and it's unusual on a high priestess to see scales again, but we do have them here. In this storyline, it says Cancerians like sincerity, their hard work, their dedication to just trying to better themselves, their dedication to trying to like meditate their way through heartbreak, let go of things that have been blocking them, trying to like believe in love, all of this like kind of positive energy that and dedication that that Cancer is putting into their own life. All of that is making somebody fall for them, and that is also making somebody very jealous. But I feel like that's their just desserts. I don't mean to be vindictive, but if this person has been jealous for a long time, it seems like something is plummeting as, I keep wanting to say Aquarius, as Cancer. So maybe this Cancerian has strong Aquarius placements, or maybe it's just that person could be an Aquarius and they still want to get their name out there first. I'm supposed to have top billing. This could be, someone who is like, I'm picturing like an inner office romance right now, where it's like, this is somebody that, Cancer worked with, and in the office, there is, an individual who has become very attracted to Cancer. And it's like, what? I'm the hottest person in the office. Why would anybody not be attracted to me first? It just feels like that kind of energy. Like it's not a love triangle. It's really just one person feels like, I was already annoyed that Cancer's always supposed to be beneath me because everybody's supposed to be beneath me. And instead Cancer's getting all of these accolades and they're getting somebody attracted to them. But I would just say that is the balancing act of the universe. The universe has a way. Maybe Cancer didn't fully acknowledge until now how jealous this person was of them, or maybe it's other people that will now be able to feel the jealousy, just roiling off of this Queen of Swords. My impression is just this is going to be something that I don't know if this person's going to want to stick around and watch it. Like if they may decide to go quit in a huff or leave or something because they're going to be so jealous. Or there's something here about like things have a way to balance themselves out. If somebody had been making Cancer's world not very pleasant for a period of time because of their jealousy, this might be enough to make them run away, which that's good because they probably need to go run off and work on themselves. It definitely feels like not a love triangle, but they viewed it as such. You stole somebody that was mine. Now I'm embarrassed and I'm going to run away because everybody can tell, because I can't even hide the fact that I'm so jealous. How come Cancerian's getting the attention? I keep feeling like Cancerian's life is like really blossoming in a huge way. This could also just be Cancerian's world picking up pace. And it's like, I have all these ideas on how to overcome obstacles. Everything is falling into place, piece by piece by piece for Cancerian. And I just feel like it's probably because of this steadfast consistency. Yeah, Page of Coins. I think Cancerian is either really good at manifesting by writing stuff down, putting their mindset into things, or this has been them like really making a list and going through things systematically and say, okay, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that. I need to arrange my life in a certain way. I need to accomplish these things. And I've got the list, the checklist of what I must accomplish. It feels awesome. This feels so incredible. This is the consistency that Cancer has applied to their life. That's why they're getting these results. It's just smack dab in the middle. We do have somebody who's going to be very jealous because they felt they were entitled to the kind of success. I feel like this Cancer is a real sweetheart. And I think that that is what's really attracting this lover into their life. And I think that that is also where like Cancer is winning, if you will, as far as like personality. I'm not saying it was supposed to have been a competition, but this Cancer has a really lovely personality, a really dedicated, hardworking personality. And it is, maybe it's been a long time since Cancer, really got the accolades or really had somebody clearly fall for them. But because of who Cancer is, like their quality is really shining through right now. And it's really making Cancer very attractive to other people. One person in particular, and it is driving this Queen of Swords nuts. I just see the Queen of Swords is maybe going to go ahead and quit or, step out of the picture because they're being like thwarted is what it comes across as. It definitely feels like unnecessary drama because Cancer's not playing a role in any of this. This is all just like the Queen of Swords is having their own jealous issue. This could be an ex of Cancerians who's like, what do you mean you're going to have a new lover? You're supposed to still hurt and pine for me. And it's, I don't know, I just feel like they're taking themselves out of the storyline now because the jealous streak is going to probably make them just want to run away from something that they perceive as like, how come I didn't win? When somebody goes, if I can't win at a game, then I'm just not going to play. Like that's how this comes across, but that's great. Let them go. Let that person exit stage left. They need to go work on themselves. Okay, let's take a look now at, is there anything that Cancerian might unwittingly do to block any of this success in their own world? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. You remember we saw Cancerian's really good at laying out a list and, going toward the things that they want and being consistent. If Cancerian at some point goes, you know what, I'll never get ahead. I'll never get over this heartbreak. I'll never get to, the place of prominence that I want. I'll never get my success. If Cancerian doesn't keep moving toward every single day, moving toward the goals that they set for themselves, then sure, that could be a massive blockage. The key to all of this is Cancerian's like stick with it attitude, their dedication to being who they are no matter what. Again, with that Page of Pentacles in the reverse, we already saw the Page of Pentacles upright. If Cancerian chooses to just throw in the towel and be like, no, I'm not going to set a list of things that I want to accomplish in my life. I'm just going to go ahead and say probably everything's always stacked against me and I can't ever get any successes. that would be a blockage. I don't think our Cancer is in danger of that, not from the kind of person we've seen them being. They seem just lovely. But, and we have a Nine of Wands and the Death card. If Cancerian says, you know what, no matter how hard I work, no matter what, probably nothing will change. If they were to say that, then absolutely that could be a blockage. This says, come on, even if, and I know this is us asking a lot because Cancer's obviously been through some pretty significant hurdles, right? They've been asked to keep chugging forward, even when things haven't been good, even when they've had obstacles, even when things have been unfairly stacked against them, even when there's been somebody jealous, even when they have had disappointments in love. And this whole story says, Cancer, the universe is cheering for Cancer, like, keep going. I know it's been tough, but keep going because you're so close. The Nine of Wands is almost to the 10. If Cancerian stops now and goes, you know what, this is just, probably I won't have any great success. Probably, I won't have these changes in my life. Probably I won't be able to, keep at it and gain traction. This says they're so close to having like a nice bump, a nice forward moment of growth. Sometimes it takes a lot of investment on anything in life before we start to see the payoff. It's like anybody knows who's ever dieted. I'm like, that's a permanent way of life for me, right? I always have to watch what I eat. I always have to choose healthier. I gain weight really fast. That's just my whole life. That's been the case. So I have to make better choices, right? And yet that's, if you don't look at it as like, how come I should have to do this, instead of like, hey, but I'm doing this for me, for my health, for my wellness. Now it's not a drag. Now it's like, yeah, but there's a motive. I'm making my own life better. That's why I do it. It's not even about anything other than feels better to be a little fit, to have better flexibility, to have better, health and wellness as I age. Those things, those are my reasons. I'm the win. I'm the one who receives the reward if I keep going in my own life and making good choices. And I think if Cancerian looks at it that way, which I think this is the Cancerian who would, then it's like, hang on, this is only a benefit to me. So why would I not do this for me? I'm worth it. And I think that positive like mindset is great, but the blockage would be if Cancer goes, you know what, it's not fair. How come I should have to do these things? How come I have to make these plans and keep trying to trudge forward and keep trying to get some wins in my life? If Cancerian were to say that, it would be like, well, that could block them from having success, So yes, there's a lot of, expectation placed on this Cancerian, but keep in mind the winner is still them. The energy that they put in, they receive the rewards. So that's kind of really awesome for them. You guys, thanks for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you guys again on Tuesday for another Cancerian video. Lots of love. Bye.